May the fourth be with you.
Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'm your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, I don't know. I usually call him my brother, Alex. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Or you can call me Bill Belichick. I'm going for the Bill Belly look.
Yeah, I see that.
You
I
know?
see that. We gotta get some scissors to cut those sleeves off, though.
Show my guns.
Hey, so before we get into the show,
What's up?
I gotta say something because I'm a little bit nervous for my own personal safety.
Uh-oh.
We've done 15 episodes.
Wow.
All 15 episodes, after every single episode, I have been convinced that I am the more popular host of the Positive Sports Podcast. After last week, I was wrong. Holy shit. Yo, Alex's army came at me. Just because I needled you a little bit during your shout out, they fucking came out of everywhere giving me shit. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Where did all these mental midgets come from?
Well, they are Alex's army, so yes, they're mental midgets. Well, that's what you get.
Dude,
don't mess with me, bro.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, apology accepted.
Good grief. I got so much. Look, most of the time when I hear stuff about the podcast, it's like, good job. It was fun to listen to. You guys got good chemistry, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's usually positive stuff. Not last week, bro.
It was negative.
No, well, kind of negative. Kind of positive toward you. Hey, man, be nice to your brother. Quit being a jerk when he's doing a shout-out. Hey, man, he doesn't interrupt you during your shout-out. Quit being a prick. I'm telling you, I got so much heat.
I am the sympathetic one, yes.
And it wasn't even from family members. I'd expect heat from them.
You may be the more popular one, but I am the most handsomest podcast host of all time.
But
Woo!
no, that's just gonna kill it.
Sundays are tough, man. Sundays are tough. Hey, Sundays are tough if you guys want to enjoy your commute to work, if you're working in an office, and you want to listen to a podcast early, bright, Monday morning. Download our podcast. Follow us on Instagram, iTunes, YouTube, Podbean. Check out the Positive Sports Podcast. You can follow myself, and me on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho. If you want to get a hold of the so-called popular host of this podcast, Ed Montana, you can follow him on Twitter at eMontana21. So what's up,
And
man?
if you want to email the show and send more hate mail my way, you're more than welcome to at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. I promise I will try to be nicer to my brother today.
Better be.
Maybe not. All right, so where do we want to go first? What do you want to talk about first?
Oh, man. Let's talk a Clasico. A little soccer. A little football.
I love it. Every country has one of these marquee matchups. Kind of like for people that aren't familiar, everybody has their Yankees versus Red Sox, right? But it's in soccer. And in what you're referring to is the Clasico in Spain, which is Barcelona and Real Madrid. Not just the two biggest teams in Spain, but probably two of the top 5 clubs in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Their following is massive. They spend money on those two teams literally like it's growing on trees. I mean, they just go out and buy the best players. They are all-star teams.
Yeah.
And so when they face off, it is fireworks galore.
And there was some.
Oh, yeah.
There was some. It got a little
excellent game.
feisty. Suarez didn't bite any ears this time, but he did have a dirty foul. I mean, how does the referee not see? I mean, if you ever watched The Karate Kid and you sweep the leg. Okay, Suarez swept the leg. I mean, it was a pretty clear foul. I don't know how the heck the referee missed that one. But
I tell you what, that game, and the funny thing is the game today didn't have as much meaning as it usually does because Barcelona has already wrapped up La Liga championship for this year. But Barcelona did have something to play for. They have a unbeaten streak of 41 or 42 games, I think, heading into today. I think 41 heading into today. It ended up 2-2, so they've made it to 42 games in a row without losing in La Liga. And so I think they had a little more to play for. And it's just one of those games where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they are in the standings, where they are in the season, who's ahead, who's behind, what's clinched, what's not clinched. When those two step on the pitch, it's two of the top teams in the world, and they just go at it.
Yeah, I think the fans got what they wanted out of this game. It was a good match, a little chippy. You got to go from Ronaldo and Messi, so you got to see them score.
That's right.
But that unbeaten streak is amazing. I mean, I don't care what sport it is. 41, 42 games of not losing, that's pretty damn impressive. I mean, that's up there with UConn.
Yeah, I mean, and in soccer, where
it's
an extremely physical game, and the level of competition, not to diminish what UConn does, but the level of competition is pretty high. I guess there are some patsies in the schedule, but it's pretty high level stuff. And,
yeah, I agree.
41 games and over an entire season. They've played 35 games this year. They were unbeaten over their last 6 last year, or last 7 of last year. It's just an incredible run, and it is so entertaining to watch. The thing I always find interesting about these games is they're working the ref from the opening whistle.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every foul, there's 5 guys chirping at the referee. God forbid he has to show a yellow card, because then it's like 8 or 9 guys around the referee talking. I mean, it's just...
I read something that I guess they were in the tunnel at halftime or before the match, and where the
players... at halftime.
It was at halftime, and the players and the refs are in the tunnel. And I forgot his name. You probably know more than I would. The player from Real Madrid was like, Messi was pressuring the referee. I guess he was trying to put
Sergio Ramos. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, because the referee sent off a player from Barcelona, which was absolutely the right call. I mean, it was a pretty horrific foul. Well, horrific's probably overstating it. It was a bad foul.
Yeah,
he was right to send him off, but Messi, of course, was working the ref in the tunnel. And it's one of those things where, and I think the players know this, they're not arguing that call. They're not trying, nothing's going to happen to that call. Right? That call's made, referee's not changing his mind.
It's the ones that come after.
But they're working the next call.
Right.
And they're working the entire game. It's ridiculous. And I think, later on in the game, Marcelo went down in the box. I don't know that I would have given a penalty in that instance, but it was close, and when it's close like that, the referee did not call the penalty. You have to wonder if getting barked at as much as he did by the home fans and by Messi at halftime, or allegedly by Messi at halftime, had something to do with the no call.
Oh, shit. Real Madrid had 20 fouls called on them, and Barcelona only had 8.
Wow.
That's a pretty...
That's a big discrepancy in a game like that.
Absolutely.
But admittedly, too, it's a different style of play, where Barcelona does a lot of small touch with the ball, a lot of possession, which causes other teams to commit fouls. Yeah. And because they have the lion's share of the possession, causes them not to commit as many fouls. So it's kind of it's kind of surprising, kind of not that surprising. But it is so much fun to watch. And I'm telling you, there's nothing better than seeing Messi and Ronaldo on the field at the same time. Those two guys, what they do, the attention they command, double teams, triple teams sometimes, and they still work the ball through. They still make great passes. They still seem to find open spaces. I mean, it's just...
Their body of work is incredible, man. They really are. I'm excited for the World Cup to come and watch them too.
Yeah, I think I said this a while back. It's ridiculous. I mean, they are literally 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
And there is no number 2. There is no number 3. There's no number 4, number 5. The next best player is like the 6th best player in the world. Yeah. Because they should occupy... There's so much gap between them and the 3rd best player in the world,
right,
that you may as well call him the 6th best player in the world.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Truly amazing.
Fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch.
Basketball? A little basketball?
A little basketball. Are you shocked by the Celtics and Sixers series?
Absolutely. I had that series going 7. I mean,
Well,
yes,
it still could.
it could.
It won't.
Man, I don't know that the Sixers. So they played Game 3 yesterday, and they were sloppy with the ball.
Yeah.
The Sixers were just sloppy, man. And it goes back to what I said, man. They're a happy shooting team. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work throughout the playoffs unless you're the Warriors. It's just not gonna work.
Well, but in all fairness, the Warriors aren't just a happy shooting team. The Warriors, I mean, look, Kevin Durant is not just a 3-point shooter. Draymond Green is not just a 3-point shooter. Yeah, you've got the Splash Brothers, but even then, Curry gets in the paint quite a bit as well. I think it's a little unfair to label them as a happy shooting team or in that same vein to the extent that the Sixers are.
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors like to shoot, man. Look, they're taking 30-foot 3-point shots. They're making them, but I mean, they like to shoot. But yeah, the Sixers, I just don't. I'm not sold on the team. The Celtics have injuries, man, to their starters. I mean, how they have been able to just bulldoze through the Sixers, and the Sixers riding all this momentum from the regular season, right, through the Heat, right, playing them in the first round, and now you got Terry Rozier. I always mess up on his name. Rozier. Terry Rozier, I'm gonna call him.
The French version.
That's right. Terry Rozier. I mean, Al Horford is playing well, and Jaylen Brown's not even 100%. So, yeah, and then Jason Tatum, man. I said he's going to have to play like a veteran, and he's been balling out.
I tell you what, the one thing every time I watch the Celtics play, in this series at least, all I keep thinking about is they are going to be unstoppable next year.
You know what's scary? That Kyrie may not even be with Boston next year.
I heard something about that stuff.
He may not even be there.
I'm not buying that. Where are they going to send him?
Oh man, they could send him straight to Coach Pop. Trade him for Kawhi Leonard.
Why would the Celtics do that?
Why would you not?
I would rather have Kyrie Irving than Kawhi Leonard.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust Kyrie's knee. I think he's shot, man. That knee.
No, I disagree.
That knee might not be. But then again, Leonard is also. He's 100%. Hell, I'll take Leonard over Kyrie.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Kyrie needs the ball a little more. Leonard's probably willing to share it. You know what I mean?
But I hate to say this. Like I'm a little bit bothered by. I'm a little bit bothered by Leonard and the way things went this season with the injury thing. So from that perspective, I just don't think I would get rid of Kyrie Irving for Leonard. I don't think I would do that deal.
There's got to be more to that than just an injury or something. There's got to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm sure we'll find out a little more once he signs with the new team or gets traded or whatever his situation is. I think more will come out. There's a lot more to that. But yes, I'm surprised that the Celtics are 3-0. They can potentially close it out in Philly. Philly needs to come with it, man. Simmons looks absolutely frustrated out there.
He looks lost.
Yeah.
He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, which is kind of surprising.
And then what else you got? You got Cavs and Raptors. Are you surprised that series is 3-0?
I'm more surprised about the Celtics Sixers being 3-0, just because I thought the Sixers were just playing so well. The Raptors, look, they didn't, even against Washington, they didn't look like world beaters. And LeBron has always played them really well, and I'm just not sold on DeRozan and Lowry as leaders, as go-to guys under the bright lights of the playoffs. This is my problem with Toronto from the jump. This is one of the reasons why I had Washington upsetting them. They just don't. They don't seem to have enough of that killer instinct that you need in the playoffs. I mean, they had that. Was it game 1 or game 2 that they had it, and they just blew it.
It was game one.
Yeah,
It was game one. And then, I mean, that game 3, how do you let LeBron just... I mean, they're pedaling backwards the whole game.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds, they're just pedaling backwards. The guy that's defending him is lost, and they took a close-up of LeBron throwing up the one-hander off the rim, and the defender jumps. I'll give him credit. He jumped. He's not even looking at the shot that LeBron is putting up. I mean, it's. I feel like they just bow down to him, man. Like they don't even. They're scared of him. They don't have. Yeah. I don't know. They did. It's just horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, it's and quite frankly, it hasn't been that fun of a series to watch. The most exciting part of the series was Drake getting into it with Kendrick Perkins. Drake better watch himself because Kendrick Perkins doesn't have much career left. He may not give a crap and go over there and sock him in the mouth.
Oh, Kendrick Perkins is a teddy bear, man. He's a nice guy.
Nah, I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, but I mean,
he is, man. I've heard he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like seriously,
Drake should just shut the hell up.
Yeah,
I don't like when celebrities do it. Like I didn't like it when Spike Lee got into it with Reggie Miller back in the day. You know, I just look, man. You're a fan. Watch the basketball game. You do not have to be a part of the show. The show is the 10 guys on the court that do amazing things playing basketball. You're a singer. Shut up.
Yeah, you want to sing? Sing the halftime show or something.
Does he ever sing the national anthem since he's always up in there?
Well, he's not American, so he can't. He's got to.
Well, in Toronto, don't they sing the Canadian national anthem before games?
I don't know. Do they? I don't know.
Do they sing the national anthem in Toronto?
Yeah.
Before the game?
I don't know. That's a good question that I don't know the answer to.
Like I've been to Rockets games and stuff,
and they play it.
They sing the American. Do they sing both national anthems when Toronto comes to town? Not that any of those players are Canadian, but who cares about the players, right? Because we got a bunch of European players. They don't sing the Lithuanian national anthem.
Yeah, dude, they'll never get the game started if they would just sing every national anthem out there.
And now the national anthem of Croatia. And now the national anthem of Argentina.
Hey, back to the Cavs and Raptors. You can't tell me anymore that LeBron doesn't have any help because his teammates are helping him. It's not a one-man show. I don't care if he's putting up 45
against the Raptors,
8 rebounds and 8 assists. He's getting help. He's getting help.
Love is playing like he wants a new contract.
Well, he's probably due up for one then. That wouldn't surprise me.
That's the only reason those guys play hard. No, I shouldn't say that. That's terrible.
Nah.
That's terrible. And then out west, the second round, in retrospect, this second round is not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Because out west, it's boring.
Pretty much.
The Warriors are pretty much having their way with the Pelicans. Yeah. I mean, sure, they lost one game, but I think these guys, they just, they just get kind of bored beating the brakes off a team 4 games in a row. It's hard to do it 4 games in a row. It's hard to stay focused 4 games in a row.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long season. Especially the Warriors, right? They've been playing.
They've been playing 100 games
for the past 4 years. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, 3. Well, whatever. You get the point.
No, it's roughly 100, right? Because it's you're going into the finals. It's 82 during the regular season. 4 series of 6 games each.
Yeah.
That's 20 to 24 games.
At minimum 16, right?
Right, if they sweep.
So that's 100 right off the bat.
Well, that's only 98, but there's definitely a couple losses.
You are a math major.
Yeah. But Alex is good at math too, Mr. Alex Army.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make nice with the fans, man. I don't want to get any more.
Right. Were you just laughing at me?
No, not at all. I was laughing at my.
Hey, I need backup.
I was laughing at myself, man.
Yeah, bring the guy with the bat. Yeah, bring 2 bats.
I already got a bad knee, bro. I don't need a guy with a bat. And then you've got the Rockets and the Jazz.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, this series is a little more interesting because the Jazz are a decent team, young team, but the Rockets are just too much. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm just sitting here in this second round. All I'm doing is popping the popcorn, waiting for the Rockets and Warriors.
Yeah,
and hoping no one gets injured. Hoping Steph Curry's back at 100%. Because I want to see that series. I want to see them clash. That is just, to me, that's the best series. I wish that was the finals.
Only to be let down by a 4-0 sweep.
Yeah, one of them's going to sweep the other one.
That would suck.
Two guys get hurt. Like Harden and Chris Paul get hurt on the Rockets and the Warriors sweep. Or Steph Curry and Kevin Durant get hurt and they sweep. And the Rockets sweep or something like that. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that series. I think that'd be... Hopefully, right?
I'll be all in on that one.
Yeah.
I'll be all in on that one. Especially because, you know, we've been talking a lot of junk between you and me about the Warriors and Rockets. And you don't believe in the Rockets and I do.
I do not.
I do. You know, and watching the playoffs, I think the Rockets are going to beat them.
No way.
We can go ahead and do the conference predictions right now, bro, because I'm picking Rockets in 7.
No.
They've got home court, right?
They've got home court.
Yeah. Rockets in 7.
Nah, bro.
I'm not being a homer either. No. Rockets in 7. Rockets in 7.
No, you're being a homer. Homer.
Rockets in 7.
All right, so what else? What else we want to talk about? A little soccer, a little basketball,
baseball. What is this baseball?
Baseball. It's not going good for me. If you don't know by now, and if you didn't watch our 2018 baseball preview,
you gotta go back and watch that.
I'm a Mets fan. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, man. Yeah. Good predictions out there. My Mets have gone into the toilet. Horrendous baseball they are playing. We started off 11-1, and it's just been horrible, man. I mean, when we're not pitching, we're not hitting, our bullpen sucks. It's just been terrible, man.
It's hard when you start off every game down 3-0 after 2 innings. I mean, it's just crazy. It's amazing how a team can go completely south like that. I mean, they look like the worst team in baseball lately.
They look what everybody thought they were going to be. I mean, they have fooled the heck out of me because I didn't think they would keep up 11-1, okay, at that pace. But I mean, how do you get swept? Atlanta always plays this tough. How do you get swept by the Rockies? 3 games. How do you get swept by the team with the 3rd lowest team batting average in the majors?
And they hit this weekend. Nolan Arenado beat the brakes off of Mets pitching this weekend.
And he's good. He's good.
I like him. Absolutely.
But I mean, collectively, how does that team just put up runs like that? And we're playing in Queens. You weren't even playing in Coors Field.
The good thing is the rest of the East sucks. I mean, the Braves have been playing okay, but they're not that good. And then the Phillies, and I don't know what the Phillies and the Nationals, I don't know what the Nationals are doing. I mean, Scherzer's out there fanning 15 and losing. I mean, what is going on with?
They actually came back and won.
They did.
They did.
Oh, okay, my bad. But still, what are they doing? They're playing 500 baseball, and I think when you go position by position, talent for talent, that is head and shoulders the best team in the East. Head and shoulders the best team in the East. The only comparison that they have to another team in the East is pitching with the Mets. Well, and actually starting pitching, except for this, obviously the Mets are in the crapper now. But starting pitching, that's probably the only place where there's a team that rivals what the Nationals have. But other than that, batting, their bullpen is terrible, and that's part of their problem. But with those starters, you don't need much bullpen. I mean, good grief. You have Scherzer, Strasburg, Gio Gonzalez. Who's the other one? I'm missing.
Tanner Roark. I mean, he's probably not a big household name, but he's having a decent season.
Pitching.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still scared of the Nationals just because they're
the best team in the East.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pound for pound, they're the best team.
I don't think they'll be in 3rd or 4th place for much longer. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up running away with it. I like the Braves, man. I like the makeup of the team. I like the makeup of the team. They got real good young talent. And
not good enough to win yet. No, but they're on their way.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've done something right.
And the Phillies, screw the Phillies.
The Phillies are a bit away. I think they're not. They're young, but they're young and not as good as the Braves. I think so. I think they're a year behind the Braves. if I had to guess. And then the other story, man, it's going to be a fun summer watching the Yankees and the Red Sox. The Red Sox are for real. And the Yankees just ripped off, 15 of the last 16? Yeah. They just beat the brakes off the Indians.
Yeah.
I mean...
they swept them.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. We predicted that.
Yeah.
We predicted that would be fun to watch. And it's shaping up to be every bit of enjoyment that we thought it was going to be. I think those two teams are head and shoulders above everyone else in the East. And it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see September series between those two teams when they're playing for the AL East title. The other spot that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to watch is the Astros and the Angels.
That's right.
Ohtani looks like the real deal.
The Ohtani effect.
Ohtani looks like the real deal, and the Astros are loaded.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be another fun one over the course of the summer. It's not gonna get obviously doesn't have the same cachet and history that the Yankees and Red Sox have, but it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros. What concerns me about the Astros is their bullpen. It's not as good as it was last year.
I agree.
And it looks like the lineup has hit a point where it's just kind of slumping collectively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's one of those things that they'll work their way out of that. And,
yeah.
And even with this collective slump that they're in, they got a 660 winning percentage?
Yeah, no.
However many games they're in, 35 games in. I mean, look, they're for real. The last year was no fluke. That's a good baseball team. And, they play it the right way, and it's going to be fun to watch them this summer. I think it's going to be – I think them and the Angels are going to be really fun to watch.
Have you seen Ohtani's stats?
No.
For the month of April?
Probably, but I don't remember.
They are, not bad. For a first month of getting introduced to major.
You got him?
Well, let's see. All right, so for pitching, he pitched 20 innings, got a 4.43 ERA.
Really?
He's allowed 3 home runs, struck out 26.
26 in 20 innings. That's
not bad.
Well, that will translate to a lower than 4 ERA eventually if he keeps that up. I mean, if people are swinging and missing that much, one an inning, you can work yourself out of a lot of jams that way.
And his hitting has been even more impressive. He's batting .341, 4 home runs, 15 total hits, and he's played 12 games as a batter, and he's got 4 starts as a pitcher. That's not bad. I mean,
he's only played 12 games as a batter?
Yeah.
They've only used him in 16 games. They're 30.
Well, think about it. 30 games. He needs to rest. I'm sure he rests.
Every other day? Every other game you sit him?
Bro, this guy's pitching and batting. What the hell you want from him?
I want him to pitch one day and bat the next day.
Dude, his fastest pitch was 101 miles per hour.
I don't believe the one.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe the guns anymore. They're all kind of shaky, I think. I mean, we see guys rolling up 102s like it's nothing now. I mean, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. The speed thing doesn't impress me that much.
Nonetheless, those
stats are pretty good.
That's pretty good for a first month into the league.
If he plays as a DH or a fielder more often, and he continues to pitch like this, and he gets 20 starts, how is he not gonna be the MVP? Who would you pick as MVP?
I gotta tell you, there's 5 months left of baseball, and you made that argument in our baseball preview. And damn it, bro, if he continues this pace, and the Angels win the division, or they get a wild card,
they're gonna get the wild card.
I mean, either or.
They're gonna get the wild card. Look, in the American League, I think the playoffs are set. It's going to be the Yankees and the Red Sox out of the East, the Indians out of the Central, and the Astros and Angels out of the West. I don't think we have to play the rest of the summer to figure that out. That's what's going to happen. So the Angels are going to be that kind of good. Which brings me back to my original question. If this guy has 20 starts and he's got 10 wins and he hits 20 home runs and bats 290 or 300, and he's batting 340 in April, how is he not going to be MVP?
I need to see his WAR number.
I wonder what his WAR number is going to be.
I don't know, and I don't care because I don't know the formula to it. So
I don't understand the calculation.
But
either.
no,
I know what the meaning of it is.
But no, bro, you got a great point, man. I mean, how does he not get considered, right? I mean,
considered.
Well, that's because
how does he not get the trophy?
Well, that's because Mike Trout, who I picked, by the way, in my AL MVP prediction.
How many starts on the mound is he gonna have? How many wins is he gonna have pitching?
He's affecting team. He's affecting the team every day.
How many? What's his ERA?
0. Better than Ohtani's.
It's infinity.
It's infinity. Yeah, out of this world.
I don't know, man.
I want that to happen. That's so interesting, right?
And you know what? The unfortunate thing is, with both of them being on the same team and the West Coast effect, they're going to cannibalize some of their votes.
Yeah.
So neither one of them may win.
True.
But
True.
I just don't see how Ohtani doesn't. I mean,
I don't know.
The guy
bro.
pitches and hits.
And it does it well.
Pitching is the most important thing.
Does it well, and it'll be for a playoff team, right?
Here's my... Okay, look. This is how you have to think about it. Does Clayton Kershaw, in his best seasons, and I don't remember this, but I'm sure we can go back and look. Did Clayton Kershaw, in his best seasons, Max Scherzer, in his best seasons, did those guys get votes for the MVP?
Kershaw did.
Yeah, exactly. I think Scherzer did as well.
Probably.
So if Clayton Kershaw, playing every 5 days, got some MVP votes, how is Ohtani not going to get more votes than that and win the MVP?
I don't know, bro. I'm bamboozled.
Man, I wish I'd bought like a ticket.
I wish we could fast forward the season.
I wish we could go back and go to Vegas and see what the odds were for Ohtani to win MVP and put 100 on that. Put 100 on that, bro.
Oh, man. I wonder what the odds are now.
Oh, we're going to have to look that up.
I'm sure they've improved, but they got to be whatever to 1.
Well,
yeah. Okay, we're looking that up.
Yeah, we got to look that up. Okay.
Because now I want to go to Vegas.
Dude, I just don't understand the argument for him not being MVP if he keeps this up. Through the month of April, is he not the MVP? Who's done more?
Mike Trout. Because Alex picked him.
Yeah. No. I don't care what Alex's army says. There's no way.
Better watch what you say, bro.
And look, the gloves are off when it comes to Ohtani. And then the other story, really, in the MLB, is the fall of the Dodgers. Wow.
Ooh, man, I told you. I predicted they weren't going to be as good this year. I didn't think it was going to be this terrible. Kershaw now is out. I don't know for how long. He got a bicep. Something on his bicep.
That's not good.
That's not good if you're a pitcher.
No, that's not good at all.
So they are. I don't think they don't have the pitching, bro.
And I think
and they're hitting. Justin Turner's out. I mean,
Justin Turner's out.
That's big too. So
there's a. I almost dare to say I think there's a clubhouse problem there because who got benched? Was it Bellinger or Seager?
I think Bellinger.
And Seager's hurt too.
That's right. So it was Bellinger then.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a problem there.
How do you have a problem with a team like that? You know what I mean?
Look, sometimes
Brian Roberts?
Yeah, maybe. And also, you have to remember the World Series hangover. It's hard. It's hard to play, 162 games and another, 20 games, so 180 games last year.
No, listen.
And come up short like they did, as close as they were to winning it. a losing Game 7 at home.
Look, man.
There's a certain hangover there that happens when stuff like that happens to teams.
Look, the Texas Rangers went to the World Series and lost. That's a hangover, okay? A team like the Dodgers, with the talent that they have, there is no hangover.
Yeah, but
bro.
we just went through some of their injuries, right? When you're talking about,
Well, that's not a hangover. That's just bad luck.
Well,
I mean,
but that's also part of the hangover effect, right? The guys get injured more easily because they played so much the previous year, and they don't take care of themselves quite as well over the winter because they're kind of bummed out about the whole thing. That's all part of the whole hangover effect. It's not like they just walk out there because they're drunk. It becomes a little more encompassing than one thing, and that's what I think is happening to the Dodgers. Now, we shouldn't take anything away from the D-backs because the D-backs are playing some serious baseball.
Yeah, and we've been both completely wrong, right? We thought that the loss of J.D. Martinez would hurt the team. I said they have no pitching, but they're pitching great, and their lineup. Pollock had like 3 straight game-winning hits or something like that. I mean,
crazy.
They're playing complete baseball.
It's funny how we got the American League spot on, except for maybe we weren't as high on the Angels as they've shown over the first month. That's probably the only thing we missed. We had Yankees, Red Sox, we had Cleveland, we had the Astros, and then in the National League, we didn't get anything right. So
I
far.
got the West. I'm first month of baseball. I'm pretty spot on with the West. Don't discredit me, bro.
The NL West?
Yes.
You said the Dodgers were gonna win,
bro. I said that would be the better division in baseball.
Who'd you say was gonna win the West? I
probably said the Dodgers, but
no, here comes the but.
That's right. But
I'm looking it up. If y'all hear crinkling paper, that's me going through.
No, but I said they wouldn't run away with it, and they're certainly not running away with it. Now they have to run and catch it.
Where is this?
Where is it? Right
hold
there.
On, hold on.
Division winners.
The Dodgers.
Yeah, I picked the Dodgers, but that doesn't mean that I picked them to like run away with it. I mean,
yeah, but now they're running down.
Well, the only way to go is up.
Well, they could still be worse than the Padres.
Can you? How's that Eric Hosmer contract paying off? Man,
it's paying off good for Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer, you get an early shout out, bro.
That's right.
Good job. Actually, your agent deserves the credit because that's amazing. I mean, and you dropped the pop. How'd you do it, bro?
Hey, man. It's got a good agent.
How do you rebuild, right? If you're the Padres, how are you supposed to rebuild when you have nothing but low salaries on the team and you got up-and-coming players, prospects, and then you go and you sign Eric Hosmer for 8 years and $140 million?
Well, this is what I don't understand with a lot of teams, right? You really have to put all of your eggs in one basket or the other. You're either going to rebuild or you're not. And the Padres are very clearly in a rebuild situation. To then turn around and spend all that money on Eric Hosmer, to me, is ridiculous. The Braves did the exact opposite, right?
Yep.
When it started to go south and they knew they needed to rebuild, man, they started grabbing prospects into the pipeline, and they didn't get into the free agent hunt. Did you hear that they're bringing up Bautista from the minors?
They brought him up already. And I think he hit a home run yesterday. Or today. I think last night he hit a home run.
That guy fell off fast.
I'm surprised no one in the American League signed him.
I would have thought they would sign him there first, right?
Yeah.
As a DH.
Yeah. And he's playing third base for the...
Really?
Yeah. He's playing third. He can't play the outfield no more. I don't think he has the arm or the...
third base either.
Well... I'd rather put him there than the outfield. Certainly not going to play first base.
Why not?
Because you have Freddie Freeman there.
Oh, that's right, Freddie Freeman. I forgot about that. I don't know. I'm just amazed that the guys come back.
What do you think about Bryce Harper leading off? Your best hitter leading off.
I don't have a problem with it.
No?
Because look, if he's my best hitter, I want him to get the most at-bats.
Right, but your best hitter So your first and your second are your speedsters and your contact hitters. You expect them to get on base, and
He's
then
fast and he hits the ball. He doesn't strike out.
okay, so he's gonna hit a bunch of solo home runs. Great.
Who are you going to put in front of him?
Your speedster and your contact hitter.
Who are their speedster and contact hitters?
Exactly. That means Washington's lineup. That means Washington is telling you that they don't believe that their lineup is good enough that they have to put Bryce Harper at the leadoff spot.
So you think the team is poorly constructed?
Yes, I don't think. Yeah, I think. You know what? You know what I really think? I don't think I know. You know what I know? They're missing Daniel Murphy. Just like the Mets are. Daniel Murphy. He's hurt.
Still?
Still.
God, he's been out for a grip now, huh?
God, I miss that guy. Yeah, he's been out for a while.
The Mets need so much help.
We need help.
And now they designated Matt Harvey. I feel bad for Matt Harvey. I think, he was a horse for the Mets. And I, for one, really appreciated it. But then the injuries and the ego and maybe the nightlife just kind of got to him, I think.
It was the perfect storm. The Mets did the right thing in my eyes of making this move now.
Oh, I agree.
Early. Not only for the sake of the team, but for the sake of Matt Harvey. I think
agree.
he still can pitch. He's going to pitch again. Let's not forget, Mets fans, don't forget Game 1 and Game 5 of the 2015 World Series. The guy balled out. He damn near took the ball away from Terry Collins. He wouldn't come out. He kept us in both games. We just couldn't score any damn runs for him. So Matt Harvey, and let's not forget surgeries, man. Tommy John, damn near laid it on the line.
I think I agree with you, and I'm very appreciative for what he's done, and my hat's off to him for the career that he had with the Mets. Where I do disagree with you is I don't think he's a major league pitcher anymore. And look, at some point you just can't do it. Not everyone's going to be Bartolo Colon, right? I think he's just gotten to the point where he just can't do it anymore, and it's a shame.
I miss Bartolo Colon too.
Yeah, it's a shame because I like Matt Harvey and he did a lot of great things for the Mets. So
yeah. So whatever. Hey, we got to move on, man. Next man up.
Next man up.
And unfortunately, we haven't found that next man yet.
And the men we have won't step up. It's the problem. Alrighty, my friend. Shout out.
Shout out.
Let me go ahead and leave the room so you can do your shout out.
Please wait. Let me get the army. Yeah, I need backup. I'm about to shout out right now. And all right, you're here already. Okay, great. Better watch it, big bro.
Go ahead, man. Do your shout out.
My shout out this week goes to, as much as we talked about the Los Angeles Angels, it goes to Albert Pujols. What a career Pujols has had. I've watched him during his major league career, and he's top 2 hitter that I've ever seen. He reached 3,000 hits. What do I need to?
I didn't say anything.
Don't make no faces.
Oh, sorry.
Probably one of the best hitters that I've seen. He got 3,000 hits this past weekend. Huge milestone, 3 MVPs, 1 Rookie of the Year. He's, I don't know how old the guy is, 38, 39, but he is absolutely still hitting the ball. Great first baseman, great team player, great guy. Does great things off the baseball field too. So my shout out to Albert Pujols and his 3,000 hit club that he's joined.
Yeah, it's always so impressive to see a guy reach 3,000 hits. We've seen it. What is it? 32 guys have hit 3,000 hits, and so you almost kind of not take it for granted, but it just kind of in today's world with so much news, it just kind of comes and goes, right? But if you stop and think about it, a 200 hit season is a great season. Mm-hmm. 3,000 hits is doing that 15 times, and
that's tough, man.
Playing baseball for 15 years at a high level is tough. And obviously he's done it for longer than that because he hasn't had 200 hits every year. So, just amazing.
He's never struck out more than 100 times in a season.
Really?
That's impressive, man. I'm telling you, man. Best.
He's probably, he is one of the rarest combinations of speed, of contact and power.
Yeah,
hitting
he doesn't
for average,
strike out.
hitting for average and hitting home runs. He doesn't hit quite as many home runs as he used to, but he's pretty good. My shout out. Geez, there's so many that I could go to, right? Like, a little shout out to Justify, who won the Kentucky Derby yesterday. Led wire to wire. Well, maybe not wire to wire, but it was him and another horse right out of the gate, and then with about a quarter mile to go, man, he just kind of took off. He took off, I thought, a little early, but he just ran away from, and in some really sloppy conditions.
Oh yeah.
And the first horse in, I don't know, 100 and some odd years who did not race as a 2-year-old. Comes out as a 3-year-old, wins the Kentucky Derby. So, shout out to the horse.
Damn.
I kind of feel dumb doing a shout out to a horse because I don't think he heard me. But maybe in the stables they play the Positive Sports Podcast. So who knows? My shout out, my other shout out, or my main shout out goes to Arsene Wenger, the manager of Arsenal. Today was his last home game as he's wrapping up the Premier League season. We talked a little soccer earlier. This is in England. Arsene Wenger, has been at Arsenal for 22 years, which, if you follow European soccer, if you make it 5 years anywhere, that's some serious tenure. It's not like it is here in the States. In Europe, you have one bad season, a season and a half, you're gone. I have not looked this up, but I would guess Chelsea, which is another big Premier League team, Chelsea's probably been through 10 managers in those 22 years. I mean, they just don't last. They don't have the patience for it. These big teams, they spend the money on players, and if you don't produce right away, you get canned. And they've got the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League. They've got all these different competitions going on, and you can be doing great in one, but if you don't do really well in the other, you're canned. That's it. I mean, they just don't have the patience for it. And Arsene Wenger was there for 22 years at Arsenal. In the beginning of his tenure, they got him the big-name players, and he won championships. And at some point, management decided, we're not spending money. You're going to have to do it with young players. And he's still very competitive in the Premier League, very competitive in European competition with much less talent. Maybe not much less talent, but certainly much less experience, very young teams. And he, a few weeks ago decided that this would be his last season. Today was his last home game at the Emirates Stadium in London for Arsenal. And he will wrap up the season here in the next week or two. Really a fantastic career. What he's been able to do with veteran talent, with great leadership, with high quality talent, with young guys, with a mixture, with good goalkeepers, bad goalkeepers, problems in the clubhouse. I mean, it doesn't matter the situation. Arsenal's been competitive throughout his tenure, and it's kudos to him, and best of luck on whatever his next adventure is. Just a class act all the way, and I'm kind of sad to see him go personally.
Sounds like he had a great career.
Yeah, he did. He was an awesome coach, I think. So, with that, we have come to the end of another episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. I encourage all of you, if you have any comments, any suggestions on how we can make this show better, reach out to us. If you want to reach out to the show directly, you can do so via email at positivesports10@gmail.com. positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of my brother, if you're a part of Alex's army and you want to shout out to my brother, you can do so.
Remember, don't be a leader, be a follower. Follow me on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
You ever think about spelling that for people?
I was never good at spelling. Actually, I won 3rd place on a spelling bee one time.
Really?
Yeah, 3rd place.
Shout out to you. Wait, how old were you when that happened?
I don't know. I just told you I'm in 3rd grade.
Oh, so you were 8.
I guess.
Shout out
I don't know.
Shout out to you, brother.
Thank you,
30
man.
years late. Or something like
BROOKLYNGAUCHO.
Well, you gotta say it at the end too, or else you might get a ding.
Huh?
In the spelling bee, you gotta repeat the word.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn Gaucho. Origin, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn and Argentina.
Yeah, Brooklyn and Argentina.
If you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me via Twitter as well. My handle is at emontana21. I'm not spelling it because I cannot spell. But you can reach me at emontana21. If you're part of Alex's army and you start DMing me some mean messages, go ahead. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know why? You know why it doesn't bother me?
Why?
Because you should ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.